Hey everyone, welcome back to Captured Exploration. I'm Jess.
And I'm Greg. And this time we're in Costa Rica.
We flew into Liberia and we are on the northern Pacific coast on the Papagayo Bay, staying at an all-inclusive resort.
Then we're going to head over to La Fortuna and check out the hot springs there and some volcanoes possibly.
After that, up to Monteverde, check out the cloud forest.
And lastly, we're going to head down to the Pacific coast and try to relax a little bit more before heading home. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention, it's our honeymoon!
Woo! We are staying at Secrets Papagayo along the Pacific coast in the Guanacaste region. The resort features 7 different restaurants, 2 pools, and many included non-motorized water activities. Our goal for the first few days was just to relax and disconnect, so we were not filming during that time. While we were here, we stayed in the Preferred Club Junior Suite King Plunge Pool room. One of our favorite activities was going for walks on the beach. So here's a look into our walk on day 3. These flags are purple because there are sea urchins.
If you step on one, you can't pull out the, what are they called, prongs or something?
Yeah.
So you have to soak your foot in water and vinegar to get them out, so water shoes.
Beautiful. This rock here, there's a ton of crabs on it.
And apparently can fly. Holy smokes! Whoa!
Look at them hopping across there. We're gonna go for a hike.
We can't sit still, so.
Here we go. There are 2 trails at Secrets Papagayo. We did the southern one, and it was a very short walk up to the top. It was steep, but short, and you are rewarded with a beautiful view. There is our first glimpse of the Pacific Ocean. Greg's first ever.
My first ever glimpse of the Pacific Ocean.
What do you think? Looks like the Atlantic.
It looks shockingly similar to the Atlantic.
Looks like an ocean.
Looks like an ocean.
We are experiencing a crazy storm.
It's our first Costa Rican storm. They're no joke.
We went kayaking for a sunset tour in the bay.
And the lady tried to kill us. There's big storm clouds behind our heads. And she didn't want to leave.
She's looking across the bay, pointing to other resorts, saying, "Ah, look at that lightning! Ha ha ha!" And we're like, shouldn't we go in? She's just paddling around.
As soon as we made it back, massive storm, tons of lightning, which we'll put a time lapse in somewhere. And now the resort is on generator power, we think.
Well, that's all for the all-inclusive at Secrets Papagayo. Next up, we're heading to Rio Celeste. The Rio Celeste waterfall is located in Tenorio Volcano National Park. The park is in the northern inland region of Costa Rica, about 2 hours from Liberia, or an hour and a half from La Fortuna. It is recommended that you arrive by 9 a.m. during the busy season, so we headed out early in the morning. The hike is a 3.7-mile round-trip moderate hike featuring several different viewpoints along the way. The trail starts at the ranger station and leads to a waterfall, overlook of the national park, a blue lagoon, hot spring, and a confluence of 2 rivers. It is $4 to park and an additional $12 per person to get into the park. We are hiking to Rio Celeste.
Yeah, we just drove 2 hours from our beautiful resort over to Rio Celeste, one of the best waterfalls to check out, or one of the top ones to check out in Costa Rica. So really excited. I love waterfalls.
I'm a sloth. You come down a ton of stairs, and then as you turn the corner, you see the waterfall for the first time. You do have to be aware if you had a lot of rain the day before or the same day, the water might not be as blue as you expect it to be. So if there's too much rain in the forecast, maybe come a different day. However, it did rain the day before we went and it was still blue. And now, up the stairs.
Be prepared for stairs. There's a lot of them.
It's so humid, drenched.
Best waterfall I've ever seen, for sure.
Definitely worth it.
There's a couple different stops along the hike. So the waterfall being the first, and then mud pots, and then I think an overlook possibly of the volcano. And so we're gonna try to check them all out.
The next stop along our hike was an overlook of the national park. After that, we came to the Blue Lagoon. Then we reached a natural hot springs. If you look closely, you can see bubbles coming out of the water. It is not safe to swim here, it is too hot. Also along the trail, we crossed several different bridges. On the other side of this one, we even saw a tapir, which is very rare. At the end of the trail, you will reach where the two rivers meet, causing the blue color that you see in the water.
So we just made it to the end of the Rio Celeste trail, and they had a sign there explaining why the water is so blue. And it's because there's two streams that come to a meeting point, and they're varying pH levels, basically varying acidities, combine and then turn the water that icy blue that you see. So super cool. It's almost like Yellowstone in a way.
Yeah.
Chemistry.
The park is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, with the last entry being 2 p.m.
Well, we just finished the hike, and of course you're hungry after the hike. So luckily there's like 3 different restaurants out here to choose from. So we picked the closest one. And I've got some fajitas here, and Jess has nachos. All we can say is, wow, what an amazing hike. First hike in Costa Rica, and it was totally awesome. It had 3 stops. One was a waterfall, one was the bubbles in the water, and it was total Yellowstone vibes, even though I haven't been there yet. But it smelled like rotten eggs, the water was bubbling, and then the acid changing the water color to that bright blue, total Yellowstone vibes. So awesome.
We hope you enjoyed this glimpse into Secrets Papagayo and Rio Celeste. Next up, we're heading to La Fortuna.
And as always, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. For some reason, the only phrase I seem to remember is "Una cerveza, por favor."
You like my hat? Says Mrs. Galbo. For our honeymoon.